Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. We'll talk about patents because I've been mentioning it a few times. Okay, so patents are good because they allow a person to protect their intellectual property, but the whole process is a bit shitty. I mean, I'm happy that I made this video now, not when I was really in the process, because I would have been fuming about it. But I mean, the whole idea is that they give they're selling this idea that they give the simple person the opportunity to protect their idea. The little inventor with the glasses on, and working in the workshop, and I made something super innovative and novel. I need to protect it because someone will just copy it, right? But the thing is, it's just difficult. Like an inventor, you need to make so many decisions and so many drawbacks and take risks when it comes to patents. So if you got money in your company, they're great because you can just plow in a lot of money. You have your in-house lawyer team. They write up the patents, get the protection, go through. It's all fine, right? You get protected. You pay $1,000, $2,000 per year. You get protected for your innovations that you paid money for, your R&D you did for. That's great, and that's good for the large companies, and they take quite well advantage of it, and that's fine. The issue is when it comes to small inventors that, so I ended up submitting two provisional patents, which cost $70 a piece, with the US Patent and Trademark Office, and that was great. The thing is, the way you need to write it and stuff, it's super difficult because if you describe it in a way which doesn't end up looking like your real patent, so these provisional ones they're giving to you for 12 months for you to figure out what's going on, but just gives you that mark. So okay, on this date I had this idea, I gave it to you, office. You should protect me from that date, and then you work on the real patent, and that will cost 2, 3, 4, 5,000, with lawyers up to 10,000. So it's a lot. It's a lot of money, and I have two fucking patents, and I don't know which one will make more money. But either of them, I don't want them copied either of them because I think both of them is a part of the security upgrade, safety upgrade that I'm promising in the climbing world. So it's really difficult because I want to protect these ideas, but I don't want to be too early because maybe what I write down doesn't really reflect what it'll become. So it can actually be used against you. If you say, okay, in a year down the track, I say, I did these things, but they say, but when you wrote this in a certain way, so you have to write it in like a legalistic way, and that's maybe it's good because that's like the universal language of communication, but at the same time, it's just there should be there should be better ways to be like, okay, this is your product, this is your thing, okay, you put them all in, and then you start working on your idea. You make a prototype. You go and sell the idea. If someone else makes a copy, you say, "Oh no, I had this before you," and then you can get the lawyers, and then you can look back at what you did, and when they first did it, and if they submit anything like that in a different country or whatever country. But like to do that is just for some reason they don't want to do that. They don't want to take all the issues off posts. They want to do it pre. So what happens is you submit your patent. They go through checks. They search all around the world, right? So you submit it in one country, and then you have 12 months to submit it at the worldwide. So if you want to, I'm just going to focus on the worldwide one, but you could get one just for the EU if you want a protection there, or no, you have to do the EU and the US. You have to do the worldwide. So you submit it. It's fine. It goes in. You've already need to decide if you're going to use a lawyer or not. And if you're doing the proper thing, you may as well. I don't know. I'm considering not using a lawyer for the main one, but there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk when it comes to the main one because if you mess up the wording or it says something the wrong way or whatnot, or it's too ambiguous or vague for someone, then the whole thing is worthless. And then your whole company and your whole business is worthless because someone can just copy it. And all you can say is the original. Oh, I'm the original thing. But who cares? I mean, if there's a brand name they know already, then they will just buy the brand name copied of your version. So you submit it, and then of course at that time you check. There's like Google Patent. Um, there is WIPO, the international. They have their own search body, and then you have there's one in Europe. So you search those, and you search them for the keywords and for similar ideas and designs, and then you search and search and search, and that's where I can see all my competitive ideas, and see what they've done over the time and who they are, and how they just pay for these patents. They have, they got like 5, 10 patents to their names, all of them, big brands. And then the patent, and then you have these patents, and then you submit it, right? It gets checked, and then after 12 months, you need to submit it to the big one, right? So you do that. It's like more money. It's another 2,000-3,000 to apply it. And they have to pay them to search all the other people, to make these forms. It's super complicated, that they applied it and this and that, examined it, and another fee for examining it. And then after 12 months, even if it hasn't been given to you yet, because it's like an approval process, they still have to publish it, because there could be someone else that has one. Now the problem is with this, the reason why I chose a provisional patent was because you get 12 months in where you pay a modest fee, you get 12 months, and then you got to keep that date. So it's both good and bad, but it means that if you get issued the patent in the end, you get one less year, right? Because like the year is moved back a year, so you only get 19 years of patent from that 12 months. But it means that your idea is secret for that year, and then you get a year to figure out if anyone's applied within that year. So and I don't mean within that year, but maybe they've applied before, but their 18 months comes up. So I mean, maybe I should draw a diagram to make this easier. But basically, right, everyone's in the dark. All the inventors are in the dark for 18 months until whenever they first submitted comes out and gets shown. 18 months, right? So I could have an idea and I could submit it, but then maybe 17 months ago, someone had the same idea. Now I've searched all the databases, can't find anything. But then a month later, after I submitted for $2,000, $3,000 a pop, then I've lost the novelty because it's been used. Just because it hasn't been advertised or marketed doesn't mean it hasn't been patented. So then I'm screwed, right? So it's like this, like it's a bit like a pyramid scheme for the inventors. They're just like getting all this money out. The whole system, I'll just change the whole system completely. I'll just move it all to the post stage. But anyway, so the way that works is, so that's why I bought this, like paid a little bit of money, got a provisional, which anyone can do in any country, for 12 months. So now I pay $70 for 12 months. So now I can work on my idea and, have that earlier date if anyone does. So I don't have to rush and be stressed about it. And I was quite anxious and quite stressed about it during that time. But now I have the idea, have it on paper, have the protection when I start going out there. But it also means that there's out of the 18 months, 12 of it, so 2/3, I'm now kind of covered. So if my idea does come out in the databases, which I will search every few months, then I am covered because, okay, then I lost that $70 and I lost the idea and I lost the business, but it's better than whatever else. So what I did is I did the best I could. I read examples and I went through it, and then I found a patent attorney just to read. Paid her 1 hour. They're very expensive. It's about $200, $100, $150 per hour. So I might just spend 1 hour in it, read it, give me feedback, like academic. I've done academic writing before. Give me feedback, lawyer paper writing. So then she read it and then she wrote notes. This is vague. This needs to be better. You need to better demonstrate this. This should be better. What's going to fix these numbers? Da, da, da. I made these changes. I reread it again. I was like, okay, this is the best I can do. So 1 hour. I mean, she could have used, she says normally they would use 20 to 30 hours. What's that? $2,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 per patent to really get in there, to really understand how it all works, to make sure it's all fleshed out. And that's super great. And I would do that if every single patent was revealed once it was submitted. Because I will know for sure that, okay, this idea, when I put it down, this is going straight in. And I get that date, and I search the day before, and then I submit the day after, and then whatever happens, I have that date, and I am novel. But the problem is with the way the things were is I don't know. I'm sort of hedging my bets. So I said So I said, okay, I can sacrifice $7 per patent, and her half of that on each patent, her fee, and I'll just do that and see what happens and whatnot. So, but the problem is you pay for it because when I eventually get this patent, if I do get it, I will lose a year off it because I've moved the date earlier. So moving the date earlier is good if you're worried about other people getting it, but if people aren't really going to submit similar ideas, then you want a date as late as possible, because when your product gets out there and people like it, every year you got dominance, right? And every year it's like a cash cow, and that 20 years is so important. So to take a year off the end of it, and which is the most productive end, right, is and then bang, everyone can start making copies of the idea after that. Or their innovations that rely on your innovation cannot be produced or sold until that year. So that's a huge, it's 19 years down the track. I'll be 50 by then. I'll be 50, 51, 52. Just think about myself as an old man. But yeah, so, it's okay. But this is the rationale, this is the thinking. And honestly, the whole thing is just a huge pyramid scam. They should just submit. Everyone, when you submit a patent, it becomes viewable straight away. Now, another reason why I did the provisional patent is because it was sort of secret. Now, it's important to have patents are good and bad. So a lot of companies don't actually want patents. So Coca-Cola, their formula, they don't want a patent because it means that they can only protect their idea for 20 years. And then another consumer can say, oh, we have Coca-Cola's exact same Coca-Cola, right? Now, if they make it a secret in their company, then it means that they can have it forever, as long as other companies don't know how to back engineer that flavor and that taste. So they've got their secret forever. But my things are products. I can't. So products not flavors. It's like a physical mental product. So I can't. There's no secrets there. Don't have an edge. I won't have an edge. Once I come out with these marketing ideas, any company can produce it for the cost price that I'm producing it for. And if they go to different countries, even lower. So I can't really use that. I need to use the patenting system. And it's just I wouldn't mind if it was just once you submit it, bang, it's there for everyone to see. But some people might not want that because maybe they don't want people to see it. They want to keep the secret in the company. So maybe it's not the end product that is a secret, but the way to produce it is something that's really important and something really innovative, and they think that no one else will get it because it's so difficult to reinfer. So they will patent that. So they won't patent that. They'll just keep that a secret. There are other people have videos on all the different types of intellectual property, but at least my idea, it's super easy copyable. It's just changing mentality and then going out and convincing people about it. So the brand is important, but even without the brand, people would also buy a no brand because it will do the same thing. So I don't expect to create much brand loyalty. I'd love to, but it's more the ideas I'm selling. So that's that side. So yes, patenting, maybe I should use patenting, huge for pyramid scheme. Yeah, it's just they're really the small inventor dudes. It's just crazy. So you pay the upfront $5 grand for the lawyer, $5 for submission, and then you got to pay. If they give it to you, you got to pay every year. I don't know how they determine it, but it looks to be $1,500 every year. So if you don't make money from it, or it's low or whatever, and it's a small niche product, maybe it will cost you more money to just have that. How much profit do you have to make to pay for that cost every year? I don't know. It's nuts, super nuts. Anyway, it's where small people meet big institutions. Anyway, that should change, and we should change that for sure. People power to the people.